somebody was shitting on the state of Illinois and the Chicagoland area and the city of Chicago. And I was defending it, and I was talking about all of the great things that we have around here in this state and in the Chicagoland area. And this person added something that's accurate. This person says, and all skilled trades are hiring laborers $47 an hour, and that's probably the lowest paying skilled trade. He's talking about union laborers. Not all skilled trades are hiring at 47 an hour. But Chicagoland is a very heavy union area. Chicago is a union city. Period. Like it. Union is extremely important in this area. My wife comes from a family of union supporters. Her father was a union mechanic, or is a union mechanic, has been a union mechanic his whole life, and she was raised. Her and her sisters were raised that you don't ever cross a picket line. She the way she tells it is, they were told as kids, don't you ever let me catch you crossing a fucking picket line, ever. So, one big aspect of the Chicagoland area and Illinois as a whole, but I mean, it's less so down in southern Illinois, more so up in northern Illinois, is workers' protections, unions. Now, in my opinion, sometimes it can go too far. For example, I once did, or was part of, a group of people that was working for a company that did a green roof project down in the city of Chicago. And like at any other project, all of our guys had to be union, and they all were. All of our landscapers back then were union, card-carrying union members. And the Chicago unions, they ran those job sites. Like, they ran those job sites. And we had to take everything, all of our materials and equipment had to go up through this service elevator to the roof. The stuff that we weren't lifting with cranes. But my guys were not allowed to put shit into the elevator and press the button to go to the roof. Local 150, the operators union, had a guy sitting in a lawn chair in the elevator, and his job was to press the buttons. That's taking it too far, in my opinion. They say that's an operator's position, and an operator's going to... It's an elevator button. That's too far. At McCormick Place, I remember helping a nursery, or maybe a sod farm, I can't remember now which one, set up a display. Or talking about setting up a display down there. And, they go, it was a trade show for landscaping, and they you set up a display booth, and you have all your products and shit there, but you weren't allowed to take your extension cord and take it over to the wall and plug it in. A union electrician had to come do that. That to me is taking it too far, right? A union electrician needs to install that outlet. I can plug a fucking an extension cord in. That's ridiculous. I remember a job site at Lincoln Park Zoo. I was a project manager for some work that was going on at Lincoln Park Zoo in a few of the exterior exhibits. And I had all of my union laborers down there and union foremans down there. And I showed up with a pickup truck full of, their shovels had all gone to shit. And I showed up with a pickup truck with, 20, 30 shovels. And I pulled in, got out of the pickup truck, and I started handing shovels to guys. And all of a sudden I had somebody from the Chicago Union, Laborers Union. That's a laborer's job. You don't touch anything on the job site but the blueprints. And all I'm doing is handing shovels to my guys. I mean, that's all. I'm not digging a hole. I'm not taking a job from anybody. You don't touch shovels. So sometimes they can take it too far. I remember when we had the crash of '08, and then coming out of that, we weren't doing as much work with the new home builders. We were doing about half of the work with the home builders. And so the following season, we called back our guys, and we called back half of the guys. And our Bobcat operators were 150, drivers were 150 operators, and we only called, like, I remember one specific job site, we only called one guy back when the year before we had two Bobcat drivers on that job site. And so the union rep comes down, and he has a big meeting with me and the owners and general manager of the company and all of that shit, and says, well, why didn't you bring both guys back? We don't have the work. if we brought both guys back, each guy would be working 20 hours a week rather than working 40 hours a week. And we would be paying into the health and welfare of two guys working part-time instead of one guy working full-time. And they said to us, they said, I was there in the meeting, they said, we want you to hire both guys back and just give both guys part-time work. Why? Well, because the union dues from two guys helps the union. Okay, so you want your union members to work half the time, pay full dues, and somehow figure out a way to get by on it instead of one guy working full time and one guy remaining on unemployment until he can find something else. That's taking it too far. So I'm not 100% everything the union does is awesome. But unions are vital. Unions are necessary. Unions protect workers. Unions lift wages. Unions lift benefits. And the city of Chicago, I can think of no stronger union city in the country than the city of Chicago. And unions are strong across the country. Pittsburgh and Los Angeles and New York, everywhere. Chicago, they don't fucking play in Chicago. It is a union city more than any other city I have ever visited.